Yeah, that really doesn't surprise me, though. I never really
about.
trusted the Heritage Foundation.
Yeah, no, and it's like everybody is saying now that it's like, yeah, no, it doesn't have anything to do with fucking Trump because he literally has not talked about it and he doesn't know what the fuck it is. Well, he probably knows what it is, but it's like he doesn't take part in it.
Right.
My other thing is I'm laughing, currently kind of laughing at what's her fucking face is Kamala Harris's fucking TikTok thing because whoever's over that is really fucking stupid. And they didn't get rid of the video that was straight up just where everybody was talking about, oh, Biden's not leaving. It's still on the TikTok because they didn't even make a new account. They straight up just took the account that Biden was on and changed it to Kamala Harris's. So all the old videos are on there still. It's fucking hilarious.
Get
I don't see a world. I don't see a snowball's chance in hell for that bitch to win. I really don't. They really and truly should pick somebody better to run for president than her. I really hope they don't think she would win, especially because there's a lot of Democrats that said that they would choose Trump over her ass any day of the week.
Yeah.
Especially because there's a lot of people mad. They're just mad about the fact that basically they're trying to pull that bullshit of, oh, well, you didn't vote for her, but she's who we pick anyways, and you should probably just accept that. Like they're pulling that bullshit of, oh, she's black and she's a woman, so that should be why you should vote for her. And I can't
Kamala
stand
Harris
that.
is black.
I thought she was Indian, but I think she's Indian. I think
I
I
straight up just
remember.
thought she was white, honestly.
No, I think. Hold on, let me look it up. Let me look it up. Hold
I
on.
don't really care enough about her to really, you know?
Jesus fucking Christ! This is why I also say that Google and yeah, I'm tired of Google and their fucking bullshit too. You straight up look Kamala Harris's race up, and it only pulls up how she's trying to help she's trying to help the racial the minority racial communities and shit like that. Get the fuck out of here! Really? Are we really doing this shit? Like, you motherfuckers are really trying to hide what race she is. Like, even her Wikipedia page is, like, not showing it. It's like, good lord. Like, damn, you motherfuckers are
Is
scared then.
Kamala Harris an illegal immigrant?
I don't think she's an illegal immigrant, but she's definitely legal.
They're hiding something.
Well, yeah, because if I'm not mistaken, the last I heard, she's fucking Indian.
I literally hear nothing about Kamala about other than how much of a piece of crap she is.
Well, yeah, no, because they're like that in my opinion right there is them trying to hide all this shit. They don't want they don't want shit getting out. It's kind of funny. It's really fucking funny, actually.
Like, what is so bad that you have to hide her race?
See, my thing is I love the fact that right now they're backpedaling because of the whole they call her the border czar, and they're like, you literally anybody who brings up the fact that she's the border czar, they're like, she was never the border czar, stop lying. Yeah, she was. Literally, you can pull up news reports from CNN, Fox News, NBC. You can pull up. There's articles written by Washington Post that call her the border czar, and they all want to say that she was never called that or never appointed it. There was a fucking White House post, like basically giving her the rank of border czar, bro. The assignment. Like, get the fuck out of here. No, you can say a lot of shit, but you're not gonna sit there and try to say she was never called that when she really fucking was. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh boy.
Why?
Nothing. I'm just adding commentary.
Yeah, no. Politics right now are a fucking mess, and
Politics have always been a fucking mess. In fact,
Yeah.
I don't think they were ever a clean system to fucking begin with. I think it was literally started as a mess.
I think when it started, it was fair. The problem is when fucking Rockefeller and stuff like that became a thing, because Rockefeller started owning fucking senators and getting legislation passed, and Ford also was guilty of that too, because Ford did the same shit. Ford is the reason that America has a 5-day work week, because that motherfucker wanted to outdo other companies, so he started forcing his workers to do 5 days a week. And after that, other companies also started doing 5 days a week because they wanted to try to keep up with the production of Ford. So, in my eyes, fuck Ford.
Same. I literally
Fuck
never
that
liked Ford,
candidate
ever.
family.
Like, their vehicles aren't even really that fucking good, honestly.
Their vehicles are fucking dog shit.
Now, I will say the car that we have is actually very nice and runs very, very well. So,
Some of them do, but
Yeah.
it's just like, that fucking... Like, seriously. Every other country in the world has a lot better labor laws compared to ours, and it's because they didn't have to deal with a fucking Ford.
right. And honestly, why did they even put labor laws in place if corporations are going to do nothing but violate them on the daily?
See, my thing is I'm completely of the belief that companies literally only pay the minimum wage because they have to, and if they could pay less, they would certainly fucking do it.
Oh, they certainly would. I was actually talking to a friend of my dad's, and he can verify what you said earlier about Trump not having anything to do with Project 2025.
It's just like that's why I said it gets really old when all you hear is like all this horse shit that they keep sprouting. Oh, he said this, he did this, he said this. It's like you go back. Like my favorite one is like a couple months back when he was doing one of his little campaign things, and he was like, "Get out and vote." I know the media, like he was talking about basically like the media will tell you that all I want is your vote and everything else. He literally predicted it because like right after that debate or right after that little rally, they straight up just fucking released the audio of him saying all I want is your vote. You don't matter. And they're like, "Oh, look what Trump said. Look what Trump said." And they completely fell for the fucking shit that he literally said they were going to do, and it was fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah.
It's like they ooh.
I'm gonna
It's so
send you
funny.
this link that my dad's friend sent me.
I think the one I found was just like I watched this person on YouTube called Tim Pool. He's like one of my favorite go-to journalists because like he calls out everybody. Like he calls out everybody for shit. So it's like he's not biased towards one side. Because he's called out Donald Trump on shit, and he calls out everybody. He calls out people on the left. He calls out people on the right. Hell, he even calls out libertarians and shit like that. And it's like I love to watch him.
Yeah.
It's just, good lord, politics. Like we're getting to the point where that right there is why we have so much conflict.
Yeah. Hold on, I have
Because
another one I'm
people-
sending you.
Yeah, you good. It's just that people do that shit like we just said. They fucking, like news stations lie. They push their agenda, and nobody just fact checks.
Yeah.
Like one of mine that I remember watching was there was a point where Trump was talking about some type of medicine during bleach or during COVID, and like every news station just ran the story of, oh, he told people to inject bleach and that's not at all what the fuck he said. And in fact, it came out like a couple days after they started running the story of, oh, he told people to inject bleach, that the medicine that he was talking about was showing really good signs of treating people with COVID. And it's like they just lie. Like they just lie because they want to get their views and shit like that up. And it's like, fuck out of here with that. Like the
Right.
news is that's why I don't watch mainstream news anymore. I only watch like I only watch like independent. Because
Right.
independent at least won't like independent like podcasters and stuff like that and journalists won't pull shit like that.
Right.
Some of them will. I really get tired of that fucking hairy dude on TikTok, and it's kind of funny because he was like, in my honest opinion, I think he was getting a little bit of dick from Daddy fucking Biden
Oof.
because he was riding Biden like a motherfucker. Joe Biden, President Biden just destroyed Trump, and the motherfucker shows a clip where Biden is stumbling over his fucking words and talking about how Trump isn't good. It's like, motherfucker, what? In what world did Biden destroy Trump? What the hell crack are you smoking?
Couldn't tell you.
I just don't like this idea of like fucking people saying vote blue no matter who. It's like I don't like that because that's a pretty dangerous fucking way to do politics,
It
in my
really
opinion.
is. My aunt was telling me that, and well, I'm not gonna tell her not to do that because she's a grown adult and she can do whatever she likes. I will not be voting blue, no matter who, because yeah, that's sketchy as hell. And
That's the
honestly, I don't
dumbest shit
even
I've
trust the
heard.
voting system to even accept my vote anyway. How do I know they're not going to change it to red to benefit them?
Same time, how you know they won't change it if you vote another way? It's just stupid as fuck.
It really is. Like, you literally just have to trust them, and with the way shit's been going for literally hundreds of years, they've proven over and over and over and
They're
over and
incompetent
over.
people.
Not only that, but we can't trust them for shit. They would rather spend our tax dollars on aiding countries that don't even need our aid. Like, why
That
are
or
you
don't even
helping?
like us.
Yeah, like, why are you helping them? Your citizens are sitting here suffering. We are, I believe, we're what, quadrillions of dollars in debt at this point. Hold on,
Yeah.
let me look up the exact number.
I think like we're around 18
USA.
trillion right now.
Debt.
I think we're about 18 trillion in debt.
35 trillion.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Yeah. Well, my thing is with it. Well, I mean that I'm not even going to get into that discussion. I'm really not going to get into that discussion because I get kind of mean when I start talking about the fact of I really and truly blame Biden for that because it doubled under him beyond like it doubled under I don't know, maybe not doubled, but it grew under him more than any other president in the last 20 years. And they want to sit there and say that it's not his fault that we have one of the strongest economies ever before. I want to know where in the fuck they're getting this idea that we have one of the strongest economies, that we have like one of the strongest economies we've ever had. Because in my eyes, Trump was doing a hell of a lot better with the economy because I could go and buy a gallon of milk for fucking $1.50 instead of fucking $7 goddamn dollars.
Right. Hell, I
Oh,
think.
he lowered gas prices. He lowered gas prices because he was basically forced to fucking open the oil reserves.
Yeah.
Like don't act like he did that because it was good. He did that because people were quite literally starting to push for him to be thrown the fuck out.
So the national debt clock is in One Bryant Park, Bank of America Tower in New York. You can actually call the place, and they are open 24 hours. However, with the debt clock, it does not show a decreasing debt, as it clearly would not provide an accurate representation of the current trend, but it will instead show the debt increasing at the current trend. So
Yeah, and every minute our debt goes up like an extra million or so, I think.
let me Okay, let's just go to
Like,
the...
I think I remember a couple years ago, like, they were talking about that, and it's like the national debt grows by like 1 million every day. Well, at least 1 million a day, if not like a lot more. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I I really and truly don't believe that the debt is that low. I really and truly believe the debt is even higher than that.
To be specific, 35 trillion, 4 billion, 708 million, 400, 500, 580, 620, 650, 680, 700, 750, 780. It's literally going up right this second as I'm talking to you.
It goes up every second. Every second we go up higher and higher because of interest rates and stuff like that. It's ridiculous.
Let me share my screen real quick with you.
Okay, give me a minute. I'll be watching.
Okay.
Go into gaming. Watch it.
Yeah.
Yep. Let me see the let me see the thing.
It's right here.
Yeah, but that's what I was talking about right there. You can watch it every 3 seconds. It goes up 1 million. Every 4 or 5 seconds, it goes up 100,000.
Yeah. Look at where we are compared to the rest of fucking everywhere else.
Okay, I will defend that. To be fair, the reason why we have so much national debt is because of the fact that, hold on. Let me see.
Okay, so here
I'm
we
having
are.
a hard time reading.
Okay,
the first one's national debt.
That's ours.
The second one is GDP, right?
GDP, gross domestic product, yes.
Yep. What's that third one?
Public debt to GDP ratio. It's at 89.73%.
I actually think that's really good.
I honestly don't understand math enough to agree or disagree.
What is the term again?
Public debt to gross domestic product ratio.
Okay, give me a minute. Okay.
Yes, you do the math.
Okay, debt to GDP measures the financial leverage of an economy. One of the Euro convergence criteria was that government debt to GDP should be below 60.
Well, it's fucking not.
Yeah, but I mean, look at some of those. Japan over there is 300%.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, what the fuck was that? Canada?
Hold on.
Canada is like
129.
Yeah, like, to be fair, when you look at it, a lot of the countries that are like really, really low are third world countries. That or they have a very, very small population.
Canada is also a lot of forest and national park, I believe.
I understand that. Yeah,
Hold
that's
on,
what I don't
we need to
understand.
get Draco. We need to get Draco and fucking Flame in here so they can.
I don't understand how Canada only has 38 million people, but they have so much national debt. That's crazy to me. What's that fourth number? I wanted to see that. What's that?
The last column is external debt to GDP ratio. So it's what we owe everybody else.
Yeah, it's okay. Is the ratio between the debt a country owes to non-resident creditors? Okay. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I really and truly don't believe China's number 2 and they have that good of a number. I don't fucking believe that at all.
Okay, my dad.
I don't.
Going back to your conversation about Harris, my dad just texted me. The conversation are about Harris. I believe she is claimed to be Indian, Japanese, or Chinese, and 2 or 3 other ethnicities. Basically, it's a ploy to get votes when Biden was picking a vice president. I watched the selection process. They already knew it was going to be a woman. There were several women with a lot more qualifications and better backgrounds than her. She got picked on the sole purpose that she's a black woman because they wanted a black female vote. Anyway, I gotta go to bed. Have a good night. Thank you, Dad.
I don't even think it was just the fact that she was a black woman. It was because she was a black woman and she had ties to cops. Yeah. Because you gotta remember, he came in when we were having all that shit with George Floyd and everything else. So, like, I think it was, like, I'm sorry to say, I really, like, I know people get mad when they get told this, but I really and truly do believe it. She's a diversity hire. That's all she fucking is. Because there were black women Chinese women, women of all different
Yes.
ethnicities
Hi,
that,
Draco.
in my opinion, would have been a better pick than her fucking ass.
Welcome to
Hold
the
on.
debate.
Oh no. What?
It's completely civil, don't worry.
Oh yeah, 100% civil. Hi, Flame. Welcome to the
We're,
debate.
We're shit talking the dumb bitch that we have as a fucking vice president.
Well, actually, I guess technically, she hasn't been sworn in as president, has she?
No, she's not going to be. She's like, they're trying to get her picked as the candidate, which I'm hearing a lot of people are saying that if they try doing that, they're just not going to vote Democrat just in spite, which is fucking hilarious to me.
That is actually pretty funny.
I'm loving the fact that there are black people on TikTok ripping them a new ass, saying that they really and truly better not try pulling this horse shit of, oh, she's black, she has my vote because she's a minority. It's like, black people are not falling for that one.
Shit doesn't work like that anymore.
What? Why do you
Because a lot of
fuck up?
Wait, what?
Oh, we were talking about. Oh, we got onto the conversation. How did we even start that? Oh, it was Ford. We were talking about Rockefeller and Ford.
Yeah, I started off by talking about the fucking how they were trying to push the Heritage Foundation bullshit, and it has now been revealed that the Heritage Foundation's been talking about Project 2025 for like the last, I don't know, fucking since the 80s. It's like they've been talking about that shit for the last like 20 fucking years, and it doesn't have anything to do with them, because even the person who wrote the shit out for the Heritage Project has come out and said that Trump has nothing to fucking do about it, and they don't know why they keep saying he does.
Yeah.
And then I'm listening to the stupid bitch that we have as a president, and I love the fact that Google right now is, when you try to look up Donald Trump, you can't find him. Literally, when you look up President Donald, it doesn't even have Trump as a finish. It's Donald Duck or Donald Harris or something like that. When you try to look up Kamala Harris's fucking race, all it pulls up is like a fucking entire fucking page full of articles talking about how she's gonna help the fucking like racial demographics and stuff like that. You can't, like, Wikipedia even has her fucking shit, like, it's not showing it. Like, it won't show it. It's fucking hilarious.
Oh shit, there's a lot of dead dragons.
So my dad just texted me back. He's like, you're doing good. Keep it up. Just be good, at least. You're paying attention to some of the politics. Let's simplify this. If they're on a stage, it's just a show. There you go. Thanks, Dad.
That's my opinion.
Thanks, Dad. I love you.
That's my opinion with it. I really, don't get me wrong, there's no way in hell that I believe Donald Trump is like just this. He's definitely not no fucking messiah, but I do kind of believe he's probably a better pick than some of the shit that they're trying to push. I'm tired of the identity politics. I'm just tired of that shit. That's what I'm sick of.
I'm tired of them changing the rules every time they fucking lose.
Thank you. Yeah. You know what? That is kind of funny. Well, I mean, when I say that, I actually think about it. I only know of one side that really keeps doing that.
I see it a little bit in all of the parties, but
oh, big time. I've noticed a lot with, like, one side seems to really try to change the fucking rules or bend them a lot.
Oh, yeah.
My thing is I loved when, so, like, the year before we had the election, or actually, I think it was, like, right before the election, where one of those judges died, that Ruth woman,
Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Yeah.
That was the day women's rights died. That was the day anyone's rights died.
don't know. I heard a lot of shit about her, some of which wasn't all that good. She did a lot of good, but I heard there was a lot of shit she also did that wasn't very good either.
Oh yeah, of course
But
there is.
so one of my things is that they tried to fight him appointing somebody to the presidency, or not to the presidency. They tried to make him hold off on appointing somebody to the Supreme Court because, like, I don't understand that. First of all, there's never been a rule that the president can't appoint somebody to the fucking Supreme Court because it's an election year. That's not a rule. That's never been a thing. You can't just not have an extra. You can't just, like, that's not fair. Like, that's horse shit. You can't do that.
But their entire game is not being fair.
Well, I just love the fact that one of my favorite things, and I love to point it out when people talk about it, is hold on, sorry, had a little fight right here in Elden Ring. One of my favorite things is the fact of during COVID, when we first started it, you had the governors of California and stuff like that, where the news is like, are they doing anything? Are they really being useful? And you have the governors being like, yeah, like we actually can't say anything bad. Like the White House is handling this situation like very effectively. And then after the first couple weeks, they start fighting him on everything. They won't allow him to pass policies to help. They want to fight and deny that they're having issues. It's like, you really? Like, anytime that he tried to pass a law or tried to, anytime he tried to pass something, all they did was fight him on it.
Yeah.
And it's like, you literally, you sit here and you complain about the fact that you get fought on fucking policies that you try to push, yet at the same time, you don't realize that the reason they're doing this is because straight up there was like 8 years there where all it was Democratic stuff getting pushed. Like, anytime the Republicans tried to turn it down, Obama just fucking, like, anytime it was vetoed or something, Obama just wrote it into fucking law because that's the power of the president. And it was one of my favorite things.
Oh yeah. Also, I want to mention that the Heritage
Foundation.
Yeah, the Heritage Foundation was working on Project 2025 and trying to do stuff with it when fucking Obama was president.
Yeah, no, they've been trying to push this shit for like the last 20 fucking years, and like nobody understands why in the hell they're trying to say that this has anything to do with like current day politics. It really doesn't. Like, did they leave?
They did, because we never talked to them about what we wanted them to confirm.
Oh, rip.
Rip indeed.
I don't know. It's like, politics though is just a big ass loser game. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
It's just a fucking joke.
Cat.
Yeah, now I kind of feel bad because I know they came in here and then like they just listen to us rant about politics.
They really did.
Which I'm figuring they probably get tired of hearing about because
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why I just have fun talking about it because it's just interesting.
I mean, that's fair. You have things you like.
I don't know. I just won't vote for the fucking her. If you really ask me, I won't vote for her bitch ass because of the fact that she's like, I would never vote for any of the Democrats because they're just so fucking against people having guns.
Right.
Like
we do need gun control, but that doesn't mean take it to the fucking extreme.
I just like to point out one thing about how anytime that there's something that goes on that one certain side doesn't like, we just suddenly have a mass shooting or something. I just... No, I'm not accusing any side of doing anything, mind you, but I mean, it is kind of weird that for some reason, one side, when something starts going wrong for them or they try to divert attention, we have a school shooting or we have a mass shooting or we have somebody influential that dies some fucking how. Like, why is this happening? Like, come on, the timing's a little coincidental, don't you think?
At this point, there's no such thing as coincidence.
I just love the fact that, like I said, you had all that shit go on with people trying to, like, you had just shootings left, right, and center while everybody was discussing the fact of Joe Biden should, like, drop out of the race, and like all of a sudden we start having like one shooting after another shooting after another shooting. It's like, something's kind of wrong here, you know?
Not even a kinda. Something's very wrong. Haha. But not funny, haha. Funny weird. Oh my goodness.
Funny sus as fuck is what it is. Like,
Funny, yes. But not funny, haha. Funny weird. I will never not quote that. Honestly. Grayson?
Yep.
When me and my dad get our podcast finally up, do you want to be a guest on there?
I mean, shit, I don't care.
Bet. Oh. Ooh, here's something. Historian who predicted almost every election since 1984 reveals who is likely to win in the Trump-Harris matchup. The keys to the White House are currently favoring Vice President Kamala Harris in a hypothetical 2024 matchup against former President Trump, but a final prediction for the 24 race is yet to be made. Alan Lichtman, a former election forecaster who has correctly predicted nearly every presidential race since 1984, developed a formula that is used to make predictions about an upcoming presidential election. I can't fucking read tonight. And in most cases, it proves to be right. Lichtman's key to the White House consists of 13 true or false questions that he believes establish a strong indication of who will be named the victor on the fall ballot. Each question is asked of the two dueling nominees. If true, they are given a key. If false, their competitor receives the key. Then, if one party's candidate receives 6 or more keys, they are predicted the winner. At the beginning of the cycle, Democrats were handed one key for President Biden's incumbency, but the ballot has since seen a dramatic shift. The keys are as follows: party mandate, contest, incumbency, third party, short-term economy, long-term economy, policy change, social unrest, scandal, foreign military failure and success, incumbent charisma, and challenger charisma. Democrats, with Harris being the likely nominee, currently hold 6 of the 13 keys according to Lichtman's prediction. These include primary contest, short-term economy, long-term economy, policy change, no scandal, and no challenger charisma.
Hold on. I want to laugh at that. Short-term and long-term economy. The bullshit, bro. I just want to point out that stupid bitch is going to be coming in with one of the worst, and I mean one of the fucking worst economies that we've ever fucking had. There's no fucking way that whatever she right now is suggesting that we increase our taxes by 80 fucking %. Excuse me?
Republicans hold 3 keys: winning the House majority in the 2022 midterms, the current incumbent not seeking re-election, and the current incumbent lacking charisma. There are 4 keys that have yet to be handed out. The remaining keys include third party, which Lichtman says is a notable given independent candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s place in the race. Keys are also still in the air for having no social unrest, as well as foreign military failure and foreign military success.
Bullshit. Sorry.
What are you guys talking about?
Fucking what about foreign military failures? Do we just forget about the fucking bullshit that happened in Afghanistan where we left the Black Hawk helicopters and them stupid fucking camel jockeys over there were fucking crashing them into the fucking ground at Mach 9 because they don't know how to drive a fucking helicopter? Why? Are we just forgetting the fact that we butchered the fucking pullout of Afghanistan? Like what? What? Bullshit.
A final prediction has not yet been made for the 2024 race, but Lichtman told News Nation that he believes a lot would have to go wrong for Harris to lose. Lichtman correctly predicted Trump would win in 2016 and Biden in 2020. The historian will make his final prediction for this cycle after Democrats choose their nominee at the Democratic National Convention DNC in August. And here is the original article source, and I'm about to send it to you.
No. Fuck no. I'm not. There's no way in fucking hell that sounds biased as fuck in terms of handing out the keys.
It's kind of what I'm thinking.
Oh, current military failure. Motherfucker, we had the worst military failure we've ever fucking seen with Afghanistan. Not the fact that, like, if they count that as a success that we got all of our people out, then yeah, it wasn't a failure. But when you count the fact that we left all of those people to the mercy of the Taliban, yeah, it was a fucking failure.
Yeah. God damn
I can't help but laugh at that the utter suggestion that what we have going on in the White House right now is not an utter and complete fucking failure. Like, no. Shit, I'm still waiting to see if he's alive. I haven't seen him make a public appearance yet, unless anybody else has.
Nope. Is he in a nursing home or something?
I don't know. They probably took him out back and fucking old yellered him.
Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna tell you now. I'm shocked that he lasted as long as he did now. I literally can't help but think that there's no way that this guy didn't made it 4 years, and they just, like, without them deciding that they need to go ahead and remove his ass. Because I'm telling you now, I really expected him to wind up dead in some fucking way.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? I say that. I just thought about something, and here's my thoughts. I think they realized that if something would have happened to him, they probably would have had a riot on their hands. Because I think they would realize that everybody would call horseshit on the fact of him just suddenly dying in some way or something like that.
Right.
And I'm sorry, who joined? Because we were talking. Why does your mic sound so crazy?
I think he's on his phone.
Yeah, I'm on my phone.
I thought that was gonna be my next guess. And no, Cooper, we're just talking about, like, how they want to keep saying that, like, Kamala Harris is our best pick for fucking president when it really, really fucking is not. I laugh out loud at the very fucking suggestion that Kamala Harris and Biden have a fucking good short-term economy going on right now. I can't help but laugh at the fucking utter suggestion that what we have going on is a thing. Bullshit, bro. Oh boy.
Alright, so my dad's friend just messaged me back. He says, gun control is more misunderstood than it is acceptable. It is rarely discussed without emotional discord. Harris's ancestry is known, and she claims another heritage. If you lie about your genetics, you are exhibiting a psychosis. Debt will only get solved with some hard and strict changes. Politicians get rich by our current overspending, and their use of finance is their source of power. That is an equation that does not solve with the current values, and 2025 is a distraction. Which I think we did cover about the 2025 being
The
distracted.
Project 2025.
Yeah, Project 2025.
And like everything that they've taught, everything that they keep saying about Trump and other things is like all distractions. It's like literally all they do is know how to deflect issues. It's like if somebody says something bad, they bring up some talking point that's completely different. Like, no, you like, bro, come on.
That's called whataboutism.
Yeah, it literally is. It's whataboutism. It's like, bro, you're not gonna pull that shit on me. You better shut the fuck up. Like, bullshit. You're not about to do that to me, motherfucker. I know about whataboutism. I fucking did it to my parents enough. You fucking cocks.
Oh.
I will be damned if I fucking hear, like, somebody say, like, I just want to point out that, I still love the fact that, like, I don't know if, this might just be a very controversial opinion, but I really, really kind of don't understand how people can push for fucking puberty blockers and shit like that to be given to children. I don't find where that's a good idea.
Yeah.
There's too many long-term effects, and I'm not dismissing anybody's thoughts. Like a lot of people that come out as like trans and stuff like that, some of those people in the future realize that, oh man, I really don't like this, and like that's like starting that. Like, that has irreparable effects on children when you start giving them puberty blocker.
Oh, yeah. And their brains are only just starting to develop when the parents are giving the kids these puberty blockers. Like, these kids are no older than my own kid. Like...
I'm sorry, but, like... I can't help
it blows my fucking mind.
In what universe is any parent giving a 3-year-old hormone blockers?
The parents that are using their children for social media clout, and the parents that are making money off of the content of their kids' quote-unquote trans journey.
Well, like, I'm just going to also put this out there.
I've legitimately never heard of anyone doing this. Like, can you?
It has become way more popular in the last, I want to say, couple
5
years. Yeah.
Last 5 years, I would say. That's a fair amount of time.
Oh yeah. Like, parents didn't start like coming out about it on social media until like people were actively, all you saw on social media was people fighting for trans rights, and then these parents are like, oh, well, I'm going to take my kid super seriously because they're saying they don't feel like their gender that they were assigned at birth. Your child is 4 years old. Of course they're going to say that. My kid has told me that she doesn't want to be a girl. Am I going to go get puberty blockers for her? Hell fucking no. She can make that choice when she is a full functioning adult with a fully developed brain.
I mean, here's the other thing, too. You hear, like, the other thing is like...
You also have to take into account rage bait.
That is true.
Like
I would even also add in the fact that you know the age-old saying, and that is, kids repeat what they hear at home.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying that that's what happens with every case, but it is quite interesting that, like, these parents are oh so supportive of their kid. Some of them are very weird with it.
Very weird.
Like, is it the kid, or is it the fact that another thing is all these kids having unrestricted access to the internet?
That too.
Their opinion, like, we teach everybody today acceptance. My problem is we've grown past, acceptance is this, to if you don't agree with the person's opinion, it's not acceptance, and you deserve to be canceled or bullied for your opinion.
Yup.
I love the fact that in the last 20 years, we have went from where you can say, I don't care about race, I don't see that, to you better respect and you better see what race I am.
Right.
We went backwards. We went from nobody should see race to everybody better see race, and it better be noticed. It's like, excuse me?
All we've literally done is just bounce from one extreme to the other, and nobody can find some fucking common ground.
We have swung back around to the fact that, oh boy, it's okay to be racist as long as it's racist against a certain group. Mm-hmm. That's crazy to me. That's absolutely insane to me. Like, what? What and why?
Oh, at some point I also want to talk to you about the fucking Olympics and what I've heard so far.
Oh, don't even get me started on that. Now, I'm not... I think we
Before you even get started on that, it was the whole thing about it being the Last Supper. It wasn't that. It was supposed to be a painting of, like,
it was
a
the
banquet
Feast of
in the
Baracus.
forest with Dionysus. Yeah?
It was the Feast of Baracus. And the Olympics have literally nothing to do with Christianity. The Olympics are fucking Greek.
Real quick, the one thing about that, though,
Dionysus was not present at the Last Supper.
Yeah, here's the problem with that. Going on, like, everybody wants to say it's just rage bait now. Here's the problem. One of the people that were over the thing came out and said that, it was like about the Last Supper. They released an article and then deleted that motherfucker. Like, they released a statement about it and then deleted the fucking statement almost like an hour or two after it was given. And it was like the coordinator of the fucking thing.
Yeah, because any image of people standing behind a table is meant to be the Last Supper, apparently.
Well, to be fair, the problem is the way that they were standing in it was very reminiscent of it, and also the fact of the Feast of Dionysus is not a known thing. Like, I'm telling you now, I didn't know about it until I heard about this shit. Like, I don't imagine, unless you're part of the art world, that you know about this fucking thing.
Yeah, that or you are like, that is your...
But a lot of the rage came from the fact that one of the people over the whole thing said that no, it had to do with the Last Supper.
I have a feeling they did that on purpose. They did that to spark controversy and debate to keep everybody on their toes.
To be fair, though, I will say one thing.
The French have a penchant for pissing people off.
That's true.
Well, yeah, they like to piss people off. It's one of their fucking favorite pastimes. I mean, we can't forget that. But here's my other thing. I don't think the people that they picked for that scene either really help the trans community out in my thoughts with that, because having your nuts hang out on the fucking thing, not a very good look for anybody, especially when children are watching this with their family and shit like that.
Oh yeah.
Like, that's another thing that I've heard about, is that there's a lot of people that say they could give two shits less about it. It's just, why did they pick such, like, really bad examples of the trans community? Like, there was that one woman on there, like, I'm sorry, if it's supposed to be for the Olympics, you might want to have picked someone in a little bit better of physical shape than her. That might be mean, but she looks like she could walk into a fucking Chinese buffet and put it out of fucking business on lunch hour.
Oof!
I hate to be that way. Like, but I would say the same thing about me. There's no way in hell that me as a person should be, like, representing anything to do with the Olympics, because I'm fat as fuck. I'm not athletic. Like, I got no business being a representative for that type of shit.
But also, going back to that, there are people who are fat, which I hate to say it like that, but fat, aka Lizzo, who is also very athletic. I mean, do you not
Lizzo's
remember...
still a piece of shit, though.
She really is. Do you not remember her literally doing a full split while playing her flute?
Yeah, I
that
know
was fucking
people that are like
impressive.
that.
That was fucking impressive.
I just, like, the thing is, though, is, like, most of the people that do stuff like that, they like, there's evidence of them working out or something like that. Like, the person they picked for that, though, doesn't look like they've done anything exercise related in all of their life. And I hate to be that way, but it really looks that way.
True. But genetics also does have a big factor to play in that, because there are some people who are fat who literally cannot get rid of the weight because of their genetics.
See, I have
strongman competition. Look at all those guys.
Say what now? You cut out for a
Have
second.
Have you ever seen a strongman competition? All those guys look fat, and they're like some of the strongest people in the world.
They don't look fat. They look huge.
Yeah,
but at the same time, you can tell that it's not fat on them. That shit is straight muscle. It's just they're fucking huge.
Yeah, that is pure muscle. Now, compared to bodybuilders who only work out specific parts of their body to sculpt themselves to look good, fucking strongmen, they don't give a fuck. They exercise all parts equally.
Lift.
They lift.
Yeah, they're built to lift. Like,
they are literally the definition of do you even lift, bro? Oh my god, I'm gonna get so much hate for that, but I don't give a fuck.
Like, just, it's crazy to me that we live, like, I just, like, I know that everybody talks, but, like, it really is, like, identity politics has become the game that everybody has to play, that I don't understand why we play it.
Nobody fucking even understands the rules anyway.
A lot of the people are just sick of it. It's not even that they dislike people who are transgender or something like that. A lot of it is that people are just sick of it being shoved down their throats at every single thing that happens in life. Like, me, I don't give a fuck if you're transgender. I don't care if you're gay, you're bi. I don't give a fuck. What I do get tired of is constantly hearing about it and constantly having it shoved down the throat at every single fucking possible interval. It gets old.
Exactly. Like if I go up to you and I ask you, tell me something about yourself, and the only thing you can tell me is that you're trans, you're not actually trans. That's just your personality, and I don't fuck with you, and I don't fucking support you.
If your entire personality is based around, oh, I'm trans, that you're not a person. You're just an ideology.
Yes.
You're just an ideologue.
Yes. Oh.
And I'm tired of, like, I will say the one thing I am also tired of is just the fact that if you don't show 100% support, you're transphobic, you're fucking homophobic. Me not showing support doesn't mean the fact of, hey, you just don't deserve it. It's that, there should be you should be allowed to just be indifferent to something.
Yes.
Now, indifferent doesn't mean not calling out injustice. There's a difference between that.
Exactly.
Indifferent means that you're not going to hold a fucking opinion of it 24/7, live by that fucking belief, and that's going to be your entire fucking point of existence is, I believe this, that. No, that's not how that works. I will call out indifferent. I will call out shit when I see it. That's me as a person. But you have a hard time. People have a hard time earning sympathy when all they do is try to force something.
Exactly.
Most people don't give a shit that somebody is trans. What they do give a fuck about, though, is when you have all this merchant. one thing I enjoyed was a while back when it was Pride Month. It got shown that Trump and a couple other Republican candidates and stuff like that, they had LGBTQ stuff like shirts, hats, they were fine with it being celebrated. They just didn't have anything that would be worn by a child or something like that. Because that's the whole thing, is they don't want it pushed on the children. If you want to live like that as an adult, that's your business. Nobody can blame you. But it's when you start using children and weaponizing them that everybody has issues with it. And that's one thing that I don't think Democrats on the left have figured out, that when you start fucking with children and start trying to go after people's kids, that's when you're going to have a lot of people pissed the fuck off. Now, same aspect, if one of them has a gay kid and they want to act like that's a fucking end of the world, then yeah, they got a fucking issue. But,
I mean, hell, my kid acts like it's the end of the world when I tell
tendency.
her she can't have TV before bed.
Yeah, well, I mean, even, if the parent won't support their kid because they're gay or bi or whatever, no, that's a problem.
Yeah, that's a problem.
But because they're not going to push because they don't sit there from the moment they're born to the time that they are a teenager and just talk to them and be like, it's okay if you are, it's okay if you are, it's okay if you are. It's that doesn't help anybody.
Oh yeah.
In fact, I honestly think that if I were to be told from with the way some of these people act raising their kids, I think I would be pretty fucked up in terms of that, because my parents looked right at me and told me when I was 13 that if I were to ever be gay, they don't give a fuck. That's just their thought process. It's just another part of you. It's nothing. I don't know why okay. I don't see why being gay should be something to be celebrated with, because that's the problem, is when you start treating everything as special, nothing is, you're gay. So what? Okay, that's you. Nobody should care. But it's the fact that everything has to be cared about is one of the issues.
Indeed.
I give no shits that if somebody's gay. I don't care.
You and I talk shit about each other all the time.
Exactly.
You make fun of the fact that I'm gay, and I'm fucking sitting there laughing with you because it's funny as fuck.
Yeah, because you know that I'm not sitting here being straight up just denying your existence as a human being. I just don't give a fuck. You're gay. It's the same aspect of, oh, you're human. It doesn't matter. Why does it matter? It shouldn't. You are who you are. That's that's my thing.
I also want to add on to that with personal experience. So, my biological father was, I don't even want to go into that completely, but he sat us down and was telling us how my uncle, aka my mom's brother, was gay, and how it was wrong, it was a sin, how he's never going to go to heaven, how we're never going to go to heaven if we're gay. And I'm just sitting there the whole time you're a bit late for that. He wanted to blame my uncle for me coming out as bisexual.
And I'll be the first to say that your fucking bio father is a fucking straight up cocklord.
Mm-hmm. And you know what's even funnier?
Personal experience.
And you know what's even funnier? His mother, bless her soul, she is an absolute saint. I came out to her as bisexual, and she's like, oh, honey, I've known since you were 5 years old. And I'm just like, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize, that's my thing, is I hear a lot of, stories of, kids coming out to their parents, and it's for the kid with social media has been led up to believe, oh, I should be, it should be a huge deal, everybody in the family should just talk about how they're gonna support, and it's the kid gets mad when the parent just goes, yeah, we've known, it's not a big deal.
And then the
You
next
should be
step after
celebrating
that,
the fact that your fucking parents just don't care that you're gay.
yes,
That should
and-
be like your thing.
yes, and then after the fact, talk with your parents and your family about having a coming out party. Don't just get mad. Talk to them about it. Fucking Christ. Ugh.
I mean, straight up, my kid will know that it's fine if they're like that. I don't give a fuck. Having a I'd rather have a gay son than a thought daughter. That's just my fucking opinion. Like, that's just my opinion.
What if you had a gay son and a thought daughter?
Jesus
Then,
fucking Christ.
Well, all I know is that girl better be only fucking people that, like, I would approve of, and that son better be a top, or else I'm gonna fucking have issues with him.
But what if you have a gay daughter and a thought son?
Like I said, same aspect. The son better be fucking people who I approve of, and the girl better be on top as well. Like,
Fucking coming in
I
with
ain't
that
raising.
strap on.
I'm not raising a bottom. I'm not raising a bottom bitch. That ain't happening. Sorry, it's not happening. It ain't.
Grayson, I think you would fit right in Rome.
Yeah, you would.
Like, I'm telling you, I don't give a shit. All I know is you better, like, I'm not going to raise my kid based off of the fucking identity politics. They're going to be raised to be a fucking person that respects people.
Indeed.
My family raised me and my brother with the thing of, you treat people how you want to be treated. If they treat you like shit, you treat them like shit. If they treat you good, you treat them good. Nobody in my family now my dad, yes, my dad is old-fashioned. At the same time, he's going to crack a shit ton of inappropriate jokes, but at the same time, he's not hateful about it. Like, best way I can describe it is we go to a restaurant and the server is just outright gay. Like, you can straight up tell, like, flamboyant shit like that. My dad will wait for that server to leave, look at us, and ask us, y'all realize he's queerer than a $2 bill, right? Like that's the shit he'll say. Like, but he's not saying it to the waiter, and he's not treating the waiter any different.
Right.
My dad makes a lot of inappropriate jokes with that. Like,
So that's where you get it from.
I'm gonna put it to you this way: my dad has said when we walked out of a restaurant where we had like a really good waiter. My dad will look at us and he says, "We had a good waiter, but you could tell that Hold on, let me fight this into me because I'll know I'll go to laughing when I fucking say this."
Oh.
My dad will say that we had a good waiter, but the one thing is he can't tell. Like, he might not be gay, but you can tell that he'd let a dick get hard in his mouth for $5. That'd be what my dad says.
$5 is $5 in this economy.
Like, my dad doesn't care if somebody is, but he'll make jokes about
more
it.
than $5.
Some people might not. My dad is also the type of person that he doesn't like. This one's kind of iffy on like his wording of it, but like I said, it's Louisiana. My dad was born in like the 60s. One of his other sayings when we were growing up is that you have two types of black people. You have the hard R's, and you have black people.
Yup. If you act like the hard R, I'm gonna call you the hard R, because that's what you're fucking doing.
My dad has called somebody that before, but that's because that person was a tremendous piece of shit. Like my dad said, he doesn't give a fuck who. If you're a respectable person, you're gonna get treated respectable. But if you're a piece of shit, you're gonna get treated a piece of shit. And my dad has also said that same saying of if you have black people and you have N-words, he said that also applies to white people. You have white people, and then you have N-word wannabes.
I think the white slang is cracker.
No, he calls them wannabe N-words.
Oh. Oh.
when he says that, he talks about he's talking about the lazy people that like no job, no plans to do better for themselves and stuff like that. Yeah, probably not the best wording, but like the meaning of what he is saying is understandable.
Oh yeah. I kind of.
He means if they're dumb, if they're like a shit human being, they're a shit human being. Like that. That's just the meaning of it.
Yeah. I low-key want to meet your dad now. He sounds really cool.
One of my other sayings that I have taken from my father is when I really hate somebody, and I don't think anybody in here has ever heard me like say it, because I only save it for people who I actually despise, and I said it to a guy I went to college with a couple years ago. I looked at him, and like we were all having an argument on like how big of a piece of shit he was acting, and he looked at me because usually I'm the person that y'all know that like I try to give the best out of everybody, and he looked at me and he's like, well, what are your thoughts on me? And I despised him. I hated him. So my saying that my father uses is, you could die in a nickel whorehouse with a fistful of $5 bills and a hard dick for all I care.
Jesus.
And it's like, he's like, whoa. Like everybody at that everybody at there looked at me kind of shocked that I would say something like that, because this is me, who I can get along with most people, and I try to see the best in everybody. But for me to say something like that, yeah, I don't like your ass.
And like, if I do or say anything to offend you, please fucking tell me.
Y'all have never said anything. Like y'all have never said anything to offend me. Like I will, like I'm be the first to say that. It's like like we have our differences and opinions, but I can respect that. I don't care that other people have a difference of opinion with me. That's fine. I love to have an argument with people, and while you might not change my thoughts, I don't go into an argument expecting to change your thoughts. Like that's the way I work. I don't have to like what you say. You don't have to like what I say. But at the same time, I'm not gonna you can't just sit there and make the other person out to be a fucking piece of shit. That's not how that works.
Right.
That's a good ideal to live by. However, there are certain things you just should avoid talking about in public, and especially depending on the crowd.
I mean, you mean like bringing back slavery?
Definitely don't bring that up in public.
I mean, at this point, though, I'm of the full belief it shouldn't just be black people. I think at this point we should have, like, just slavery in general for anybody who deserves it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we already do with the prison system.
Yeah.
Nah, I mean straight up give me a whip and a fucking straw hat and let me fucking be over a bunch of people that are a bunch of pedophiles in the field picking cotton or something.
Bet.
I mean, what do you think Southern work prisons are doing?
They're not doing that. They mostly have them on the side of the road picking up trash.
Aren't there like prison farms in like the South or Georgia?
No, God, no. There's no prison farms.
Alright. I need to
Lord
go
have
to the
mercy.
bathroom. I'll be right back.
No, like, we do have laws against how you can treat prisoners. It's like, yes, they can make you work, and yes, you can be work release inmates, but at the same time, that's kind of also considered one of your, that's kind of considered one of the fucking, like, you paying your debt to society, because, like, yes, while you work, you're not going to get the full check, because the prison's going to take some of the money back that they spent basically housing you and shit like that.
Like 99% of prison labor is either unpaid or you only get less than $1 an hour.
Same time, it's like that should be in my I'm completely fine with that. It's like, in my opinion, you're in prison. Like, if they have a use for you, you can do something other than sit on your ass. Like, you did something to deserve prison time. Like, that's my opinion.
I mean,
It might not be
yeah,
a
but
popular
that
one.
does mean work shouldn't be fairly compensated.
I don't know, because at the same time, you're sitting there and you're a burden on the taxpayer. So you working is kind of helping to pay back that, because like it's more of the fact that they take money from your check to pay for you.
I mean, they could also be a lot of prisons in the U.S. are for profit, so they're not really they're operated by the government, but they're not owned by the government. So
Yeah, no,
like
that
there was a prison in Arizona that literally sued the state government because they didn't have enough prisoners to like meet a like a budget quota or something.
okay, no, for-profit prisons should definitely be abolished. I'm
Yeah.
completely for that. I'm completely for that. No, for-profit prisons should like fuck off and not exist. That's fair. That's completely fair. I'm just
Right.
of the opinion that if your ass is in prison for something that you did and you can be working, you should be working. That's my thought process.
And like
I mean, I know you.
generally, when you're in prison, a lot of people would rather be doing something productive than just sitting around and
Exactly.
not doing anything.
What? What, baby?
Like the idea that most people need to be compelled to work it doesn't really have a lot of basis in reality.
True. Very true as well. That is a point that I will concede for you on that. Most people, given the opportunity to do something that they enjoy or be productive, they will take that.
I know where they're more. I forgot to go out there and get them.
Okay. Do you want me to go pick them up tomorrow?
Well, it doesn't matter who does it. I can. You can.
You guys want to play Intoxicated Driver?
I'm still here.
What did you just say?
You guys want to play Intoxicated Driver?
Maybe.
How much is Intoxicated Driver?
Isn't it free?
Yeah, it is free.
Oh, I might have to download it.
You've never played Intoxicated Driver?
No.
Yumi and Bob played it. Draco.
Yeah.
Hey, Draco.
Yeah.
You gotta remember, I'm the motherfucker that has put in fucking 200 hours on Elden Ring in a fucking week already, okay?
Fair enough.
Also, Draco,
Mm-hmm.
what's up with your fucking national debt? And the public debt to gross domestic product ratio.
Yeah, how the fuck do y'all have like 38 million people in
having a
y'all's
debate.
country,
We've been having a
and
debate for
you
like...
somehow have like a higher fucking ratio of debt owed compared to us?
I know. I'm getting prepared to do my podcast with my dad.
Because of the fact that our government doesn't like us very much, so
Your government's ran by a fucking nonce.
yeah. That's why our debt is so large.
Hasn't he
Where's
found
that-
out that he is a
where's that
pedophile, or
have
he
to-
like did
What?
something?
No, he did blackface.
Oh, he's racist.
Oh.
Yeah.
A nonce is a pedophile. Like
Yeah.
Nonce is British slang for pedophile.
Yep. Nonce, I think.
I think it's Nonce. I think there's an E in there somewhere.
Yeah. yeah.
Nonce. Yep.
But Grayson, if you want to learn more about this stuff, if you're like either on long drives or doing chores where you might be listening to music or an audiobook, three audiobooks I recommend are they're all by a guy named David Graeber. I recommend Bullshit Jobs,
Jesus Christ.
Utopia of Rules, and Debt: The First 5,000 Years.
I've heard of Debt the First 5,000 Years. I think my dad actually has that book.
Nice. I think I've brought it up before.
I think you have too. I think you and I talked about it a long, long time ago.
I don't know if I had even heard of it before maybe before I'd gotten into college.
That's fair. Like I said, I can't be sure.
All right, I'm downloading Intoxicated Driver.
Yeah,
Ugh.
I was gonna put it in the VC, like not in the VC, the games and shit channel.
Oh wow, that's not gonna take very long. Fucking 4 minutes. I'll be back here in a second.
Yeah, it's very small, and it's a fucking hilarious game.
It really is. The controls are kind of hard to figure out at first, though, because it doesn't show
Yeah.
you what they are.
Yeah, but then if you look at the settings, it'll actually tell you.
Yeah. But you can't do that when you're in a lobby with someone else. You have to do that when you're in your own
Yeah, when
menu.
you're alone, which is so dumb.
It really is.
But it's also early access of the game.
Yeah. So they'll
So-
probably fix that.
Yeah. And apparently there's voice chat getting added.
Ooh. That's gonna
Yeah.
be so much fun.
Yeah, voice chat update. New app. Zoom support. Lobby reworks. Oh, lobby reworks too. Let's see. Title now shows on the main menu. The lobby is reworked to see other lobby members. Okay.
Alright. Are we
There's
gonna
got
call it on the
professional.
debate for tonight, or are we gonna continue while we play?
Depends.
I'm like, I would prefer if we stop debating on this, because, like, personally, I have no say. I have no idea on the debate.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, you could
So-
have... You could be the outsider looking in. Offer your thoughts and ideas on it.
Yeah, but that's if I have any
Draco, have you ever
information.
heard of David Graeber?
No.
He's a author I've been listening to a lot of his. Been listening to his books a lot. He's an anthropology professor. I think he was at Yale, and then he moved to Oxford for a while, but then he died of COVID in 2020.
Rip.
Hmm.
I was gonna say, let me just say one thing. I have no idea who the fuck you're talking about.
Send you a link. I'll send a link in the chat to, or I'll send pictures of the covers of some of his books in the chat.
Oh.
Alright. Give me just 1 second.